Deep in the heart of the woods, where sunlight barely pierces through dense trees, lies a realm of mystery and terror. Tonight, we'll uncover 4 bone-chilling tales of the deep woods, each darker than the last. But before we venture into the shadows, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like something was watching you in the woods, even though you were alone? Keep that thought. It might just save your life. And if you think nature's only scary because of bears, you've clearly never heard these stories. Let's dive in. On a brisk October evening, Evan, a wildlife photographer, sets out to capture the perfect shot of the changing leaves deep in Montana's Pine Barrens. Known for its unbroken silence, the forest is supposed to be serene. But from the moment Evan sets foot in the woods, something feels off. The silence isn't natural. It's suffocating. No birds, no crickets, just the faintest rustling, like someone or something is following him. Hours pass. Evan captures some breathtaking photos, but the feeling of being watched intensifies. Then, as he's packing up to leave, he hears it. A whisper, low and chilling. "You're not supposed to be here." Thinking it's his mind playing tricks, he ignores it, until the whisper grows louder, echoing from all around him. Evan spins wildly, his flashlight trembling in his hand. He catches a glimpse of something darting between the trees, a pale figure with hollow eyes. In a blind panic, Evan runs, but no matter how far he sprints, the whispers follow. He stumbles out of the woods at dawn, exhausted, only to discover his camera is empty. No photos. Just a single image, a blurry shot of the hollow-eyed figure, staring right into the lens. So, lesson 1. Nature photography? Overrated. Jenny and Mark, an adventurous couple, love exploring off-the-grid trails. On their latest trip, they venture into Oregon's sprawling wilderness. They find a secluded spot by a crystal-clear lake and set up camp, confident they're miles from civilization. As they settle in, they notice strange carvings on nearby trees, symbols they can't decipher. Jenny jokes about them being forest hieroglyphics, but Mark isn't laughing. That night, they're awakened by distant chanting. It's rhythmic, guttural, and utterly out of place. Peeking out of their tent, they see faint torchlights moving through the forest. Jenny urges Mark to stay quiet, but curiosity gets the better of him. He ventures closer, only to see a group of figures in tattered robes surrounding a massive ancient tree. They're performing some kind of ritual. Before Mark can retreat, one of them looks directly at him, as though they've known he was there all along. Jenny and Mark flee, abandoning their tent and supplies. Days later, a ranger finds their campsite undisturbed, but there's no sign of them. Only a new carving on the tree reads, "We take what trespasses." Romantic camping trips? Not as romantic as you'd think. Liam, a young park ranger in Appalachia, is assigned to patrol a remote section of the forest after reports of hikers going missing. The forest, dense and uncharted, has always had its legends, but Liam dismisses them as folklore. That is, until he starts noticing patterns. Scratches on tree trunks, oddly placed stones, and footprints. Barefoot, in the dead of winter. One cold evening, Liam spots a flicker of movement in the distance, a hunched figure with unnaturally long limbs. He calls out, but it doesn't respond. Instead, it vanishes into the thicket. Determined to protect the hikers, Liam follows the figure. But as night falls, he realizes he's hopelessly lost. The forest around him seems alive, shifting with every step. And then, he hears it. A voice identical to his own, calling his name. In a desperate bid to escape, Liam finds his way back to a trail marker he swore he hadn't seen before. He reports the incident, but no one believes him. Weeks later, a hiker finds Liam's hat deep in the forest, placed neatly on a rock as though waiting for him to return. Who needs Netflix when the woods have doppelgangers? Megan, an avid hiker, gets caught in an unexpected storm while exploring the Smoky Mountains. As the rain pours down, she stumbles upon a small cabin, a godsend, or so she thinks. The cabin is old but warm. Inside, she finds a fireplace already lit and a handwritten note on the table that says, "Stay as long as you need, but don't open the door after midnight." As midnight approaches, Megan hears scratching at the door, then knocking. The voice of a child pleads, "Please, let me in." Ignoring the warning, Megan opens the door. There's no child, only darkness, and a sudden deafening roar that shakes the entire cabin. Terrified, she slams the door shut and barricades it. The knocking stops, but the fire in the fireplace extinguishes itself, leaving her in total darkness. When the storm passes, Megan steps outside to find the cabin has vanished. Rangers later tell her there hasn't been a cabin in that area for decades. Note to self: when a mysterious cabin says, "Don't open the door," maybe listen. Sometimes, the scariest things aren't what you can see, but what's lurking just out of sight. The woods hold their secrets well, but some of us stumble upon them anyway. Which story sent shivers down your spine? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're wondering how to escape the woods of financial stress, check out my video on the power of compounding. Trust me, it's less scary than it sounds, and it might just change your life. Click the link on your screen now. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.